Okay, welcome to all self-identified women to this practice of womb yoga. So my name is Joss, and I am very excited to share this practice with you. So this is a practice to greet your womb with love, to greet your womb space with love. So, no matter what age you are, what stage you're in, regardless if you have a womb or not, we are connecting to an energetic space. So all shapes, all sizes, all ages, all stages of self-identified women, welcome. So my name is Joss from Wild Womb, and I am bringing a practice to you today, which is from my studies with Uma Dinsmore of Yoni Shakti, and also from my yoga therapist studies. So the practice will be to connect you to your beautiful womb space, which is like the seat of your Yoni Shakti, your feminine energy, your creativity, your sexuality, all of this goodness. And this energy loves to flow. So the movements today will be inviting a bit of ease, allowing the space to flow. We'll also get into pelvic muscle health. So bringing awareness to the difference between the contraction and also the lengthening, because not all of us need to feel a release down here. Some of us actually need to work on that tightening and that strengthening, especially if you've had any sort of like uterine prolapse or incontinence. So, whatever you're coming to this practice with, please know that you can sort of switch it up, make it work for you. Yeah. So we'll start to get into the practice in a moment here. You'll see in this video there's a link that you can join my private community, Wild and Empowered Women, and I hope you join. I'm always sharing practices and teachings and wisdoms, and I would love to share it with you and get to know you. If you're menstruating right now, please, take it easy. This is a time of nurturing, of inward energy. So you don't have to do the inversions, of course, and I'll cue you, but just, taking rest as much as you need it and just listening to your body. And whatever you're going through, if you're in perimenopause, if you're going through menopause right now and, you need to alter the practice, ultimately, this is a practice to empower you, to connect to your inner wisdom, to listen to your body, not to work against it. So let's begin. You can find a comfortable seat on your mat, sitting cross-legged, and you might want to grab a pillow to sit on. And we will start with some full body breath. So kind of wiggle on your sits bones and notice that you're grounding into both of them. So grounding into both sits bones, and then start to notice the pelvic bowl. So creating a sense of ease here. If you're noticing any clenching, any tension, especially in the hip creases, letting go, softening, and then allowing your thorax to rest right over top of the pelvic bowl. Lift the heart just a little bit, and then start to perhaps close the eyes, or maybe the eyes can stay soft, lowering your chin. And you may like to place your hands over your womb space, maybe in the Yoni Mudra, downward triangle. Whatever variation works for you is fine. Good. So let's invite some full body breathing in. So breathing up from the base of your pubic bones all the way up to the base of the throat, and pause. And then exhale, release all the way back down to the base of the pubic bones. And again, inhaling all the way up to the base of the throat, and pause. Exhaling all the way back down to the pubic bones. So continue with that breath, breathing all the way up and down. Feel free to release your hands if you like. And it may be nice to even visualize a river of energy that your breath is guiding up and down. Taking one more breath in and out. And then you can start to bring your hands onto the sides of your rib cage. We'll come into lateral breathing, so sideways breath. You can picture almost like butterfly wings sort of opening as you inhale, and then as you exhale, they're knitting in. Hands can come to the side. If this doesn't feel comfortable, just, use the visualization and rest your hands down. Inhaling to open the wings up. Exhaling, closing in. Feel the rib cage knit in. And again, inhaling sideways, pressing into the palms. Exhaling, drawing in. Inhaling, opening wide. Exhaling, drawing everything in. Inhaling last time, reaching out to the sides of the butterfly wings. And exhaling, drawing in. And then softly releasing. So we'll take a moment with the hands over the womb space in any variation that you like. And with the eyes soft or closed, taking a few deep breaths into this space, noticing what's here. What does the energy feel like? And then checking in physically, how does this space feel like? So how do I feel physically? Perhaps tension, tightness. Notice what you feel physically. And then energetically, what's the energy like? And perhaps high energy, low energy. Taking a moment to notice that, check in. So whatever you've noticed, honoring and nurturing that. So if you notice that you're quite tired, the energy's low, feeling inward, then always honoring that in the practice. If you're feeling like you need to express, to move, to flow, honoring that, right? So we'll start to gently release from this. Good, and you can stay cross-legged. Feel free to change the cross at any point to feel a bit more comfortable. And we'll take some big circle movements. So kind of circling the rib cage. And you can use an inhale to come forward. And then an exhale back. Good. And then you can try the other way. So just going the opposite way with your movement. And, again, always being curious and noticing what's happening in the body. So when you go the other way, does it feel different? Is it more easeful? Good. And then gently releasing from this. Starting to lean forward and back. So just inviting a feeling of fluidity in the pelvis. As you reach forward, pubic bones are, coming towards the ground. And as you lean back, like the sacrum is coming back to meet the ground. So don't worry so much about your spine yet. Just feeling that movement of the pelvis forward and back. Inviting a sense of fluidity, of ease. Good. So we'll start to layer the breath in. So it's an exhale to come back. And then an inhale to come forward. So exhale back and inhale forward. Good. And we'll start to bring the spine into it as well now. So as you exhale, you can start to round your spine, tuck your chin, pull the shoulder blades apart. And then as you inhale, arch the lower back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then leaning forward. Exhale to round your spine, tuck your chin. And then inhale, coming forward. Good. So start to notice as you inhale and come forward, there's a letting go, a lengthening, a release in the pelvic muscles. So it's just sort of opening and letting go. Now as you exhale, the tailbone is curling up, so it's like a contraction drawing in and up. So start to feel that difference in the inhales and the exhales. Okay, take 2 more rounds. And then softly release. So we're building a connection, noticing that an inhale is when we sort of let go in the womb space, in the pelvic muscles. And on the inhale is when we draw in and up. Okay? And it can take a little bit of time to build that connection. So just be patient with yourself. All right, so staying with the legs crossed again, you can switch your legs right now if it's starting to feel like uncomfortable at all. And you can look over your right shoulder, come into a little twist. So look over your right shoulder, fingertips can come behind you, and then grab your your right knee. Draw your belly in towards your spine as you twist, and you can press your left pubic bone down. And then from here, take the right hand and reach it over top towards the left side of the room, and then breathe into the right side of your torso. Inhale, come out and release. Good. Okay, take any little moves that you need, and then you can come over to the other side. So looking over your left shoulder and drawing the belly in towards your spine as you twist. So you can press into the right sits bone as you look behind. And then you can stay exactly as you are, but take the left hand and then reach it towards the right side of the room. And then breathe into the left side of your torso. Inhale to come out and release. Good. Maybe kind of release your neck. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. Okay. Inhale, reach your arms up, and you can take your left hand, bring it out to the side, walk it out, and maybe bend into the elbow, and then reach over top. And again, as you do this, pressing into the sits bones, pressing to the right sits bone, and then open your chest, and then practice just drawing your chest down and then opening it up. So notice, maybe a particular move, you can feel more tension and you might want to stay and breathe into that spot. So just explore what you're feeling on this side. Good. And then we'll inhale to come all the way up over to the other side. So then bending into the right elbow. Reach through the left hand. You can sink a little bit deeper if you like. And then press into the left sits bone. Open your chest and reach through your fingertips. If there's any tension in your neck, feel free to look down. And then you can practice those moves again. So kind of opening and closing the chest. Good. And then inhaling, coming up, will flow from side to side with your breath. So an exhale to come over, and then an inhale up. And an exhale over, go at your own pace. Inhale up. Inhale up. Last time. Exhale over. Good. Inhale, reach up, look up, interlace the fingers, press through the palms, relax the shoulder area. Breathe in and out through the mouth. One last time, big breath in. Exhale, release. Okay, so you can kind of come out of this, bring the soles of your feet together. And the elbows, the heels don't need to be close to you. So they don't need to be up, you know, super tight. If it's feeling quite tense, you can just make more like a diamond shape. And take a few big circles. So just sort of feeling into the space. And again, we're inviting a sense of fluidity in the pelvis, right? And so we're just almost like reminding the womb space that it likes to flow, that it can be easeful. Maybe trying the other way. And any of the practices we're doing right now could be the entire practice for you. Like what we're doing now, this could be your yoga practice for the day, just taking these circular movements. You don't have to feel like you have to do this, 2-hour practice every day to be doing yoga. Just know what the body wants, nurture and nourish. Good. All right, so we'll start to come forward. Now, notice where your edge is. So you can press the feet together and just use your fingertips to walk forward. You might stay here. You might, fold all the way down. We all have different tensions, tightness, hip joints, all these different factors that will determine how far we fold forward. So just go to your edge. And this is really nice to sort of open up the kidneys, open up the lower back. So start to focus in on this space and take a few deep breaths here. Relax your jaw. Relax your face, relax the eyelids, the forehead, let it be soft and easeful. And take one more breath in and out here. And then start to come all the way out. Take your time. Good. All right, so the soles of the feet are touching here. I'm just going to move back so you can see my feet. So the movement we do now is more inviting a flow of energy into the womb space, and we're going to pull in through the feet. Now there's all these wonderful meridians in the soles of the feet going all the way up into the pelvic area. So as you do these movements, really imagine breathing energy up through the soles of your feet all the way up. So start to grab the ankles, and if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always, grab under the knees, or even bringing blocks under your knees if this isn't feeling comfy, or cushions, whatever. So on your inhale, start to spread your toes nice and wide, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, press your toes together, round through your spine, tuck your chin, lean back. Inhale, spread the toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, round. To lift. And then an exhale to round. And it's that same idea of the inhale is when you release the pelvic muscles, just soften. And on the exhale is when you draw in and up. So start to squeeze, contract, bring that sort of energy in. Inhale, spread the toes, lift the heart up, arch the back. And then exhale, round. Good, take one more breath in and out. Exhale, round. Good. Coming all the way out. And we'll meet on in tabletop. So you can start to come into tabletop. And we'll do a few flows moving with the breath. So this is a really lovely flow. And again, your Shakti, your feminine energy, it likes to flow. So inviting this kind of fluid movement into your body can be so, so healing. So the way the flow looks is we'll start in a child's pose, and then as you inhale, round through the spine, and then as you exhale, arch through the back. Keep this arch, take an inhale, and then come back. So you're keeping that arch as you come back. Exhale, release, and then continue. So that's the flow. You can go at your own pace. So inhale to round up. Exhale, arch through the spine. Keep the arch. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Inhale, rounding through the spine. Exhale, arching the back. Keep the arch. Inhale to come back. Exhale to release. One more. Inhaling up, rounding in the spine. Exhale, arching through the back. Take a deep breath in, keep the arch, come back. Exhale, release. Good. Starting to come all the way back up to a tabletop. And drawing giant circles with your hips. So how the movement looks is you'll go to one side, kind of tracing a circle, and then come all the way down to the hips. And then as you come back, you can even tuck the toes, reach to the opposite side. So it's like you're making this giant circle. We can all look different here, so just notice what's feeling good in your body. You're just sort of rolling around here, inviting, again, a sense of fluidity. And let the breath be flowy as well, so not holding the breath or shortening the breath. So the pelvis, the pelvic muscles, and the sort of hip flexors can be quite connected in tension. They can be, not all the time, but when we can open up in the hips, you know, it can be a release in the pelvic muscles and vice versa. So right now we're just inviting that sense of ease and flow. So taking one more round. There's really no wrong way to do this. You're just kind of wiggling around. And we'll come back to a tabletop. So coming back to a tabletop, and you know, feel free to take a few releasing moves, maybe shake your head out. And then we're gonna meet in a down dog. Now, you don't have to do down dog, especially, you know, if you're menstruating and you're just not feeling it today. You could always just do a little puppy pose or come into child's pose. So take the variation that's feeling good for your body, right? If you want to come into the down dog, you can tuck your toes, and as you inhale, start to come up. Good. And then let it feel a bit easeful here. So maybe bending the knees back and forth. Shake the head out. Take a few releasing breaths. Good. And a bend in the knees is okay. You don't have to have perfectly straight legs. And then notice if you can stick the sit bones up towards the ceiling. So just kind of feel that movement there. Good. And then start to lift onto the tiptoes. And then let your heels go towards the right side of your mat. So you're sort of pivoting on the feet, pointing your toes to the left. And then bend into your legs to twist in the spine. Draw your chest towards your thighs and press into your left hand. Good. And then release and come all the way over to the other side. So come onto the tiptoes and then point the toes to the right, heels go to the left of your mat. Bend into the knees and then press into your right hand. Draw your chest towards the top of your thighs. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. And then gently release. So look in between your hands and the little baby steps will come all the way forward. Good. And then bending in the knees. Let your belly rest on your thighs. You can grab your elbows if you like and just sort of release your neck. Shake it out. Good. So in this pose, the gravity of the sort of effects of gravity of the abdominal organs on the pelvic organs have a nice release here, right? So you're sort of supported. Don't think so much about the stretch in the legs. Just think about how that release is happening. So the abdominal organs are no longer weighing on top of the pelvic organs. So breathe into that sensation. And then notice the opening in the back of the body as well. So we're sort of opening in the kidney area, opening in the lower back. And then take one more breath in and out here. And we're going to slowly come up. So you can slide your hands up the front of your legs. And then come all the way up to standing. Inhale to reach through your hands. Up, up, up. And then as you exhale, coming all the way back down. Good. And again, we're going to step it into a down dog, but feel free to take puppy pose or whatever you like. So you can step it back into your down dog. And we'll stay for one breath in and out. So take a deep inhale. And exhale, release. Look in between the hands, hop or step into your forward fold. Lengthening all the way down. And again, sliding the hands up the front of the legs, kind of touching the whole front side of the body. And then inhaling to reach up through the fingertips. And then exhale to release. Good. One more time. Again, down dog, or you can come into puppy pose or child's pose. Stepping it back. Stay for one inhale and one exhale. Good. And then looking in between the hands, hopping or stepping into your forward fold. So you're coming into your forward fold, maybe shaking the head out again, releasing any tension. Good. And then bringing the fingertips down. You can take your left foot and bring it back and start to lower onto the knee. You might want to use like a cushion or a pillow or something here. So see how you feel. And then with the pelvis, you can just sort of feel onto the hip points in the front of your hips and tuck the tailbone in. And you'll start to feel that beautiful stretch on the left side of your leg. Beautiful. Maybe it feels a little intense, but just notice what's there. Keep that engagement of curling the tailbone in and then sink into the front knee and then reach your arms up. And we'll take 3 breaths here. So take a deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Last one. Deep inhale, reach the sternum up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Good. All right. Lift the back knee. We're going to hop it back into forward fold. So just reach it forward, and again, lengthen the whole way down. You can kind of shake your head out, release all of that. Good. And we'll come right over to the other side. So stepping the right foot back, lowering onto your knee, and then we'll come all the way up. Again, use a pillow, use a blanket, whatever you like, and then start to curl the tailbone in. So draw it in, the hip points kind of come up, and you'll feel that on the right quad, and then start to sink. You can tuck the back toes, you can let them be flat, up to you. And then we'll take 3 breaths. So you may like to reach the arms up, palms facing. You can always leave them down if you prefer. Inhale. And exhale. Good. 2 more in your own time. Big breath in. Slow exhale. Last one. Big inhale. Lift the sternum up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Come all the way out. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee, and then come back into your forward fold. Good. So lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You might want to bend into the knees and just take a few deep breaths. And we're going to slowly come up. So starting to bring the hands again onto the front of the legs, rubbing them up. Start to think about something like a loving thought as you kind of slide up the front of your body, all the way to standing. Good. Okay, just gonna move this so you can see me. So we're coming into a little bit more strengthening in the pelvic muscles in the legs. So, and then we'll bring it down into a release and lengthening. So coming to the front of your mat, you can take your left foot and step it back. Heel is nice and lifted here. Lifted, and then you can reach your arms up. Good. And again, that same idea. So tuck the tailbone in and then sink into your front knee. As you do this, as you tuck the tailbone in, you might notice that it feels better to have a little bend in your back legs. You can always do that. And then reach the arms up. We'll take 3 Kali breaths. So bring your hands to heart center. Inhale to reach up, and then you can cactus your arms, open the palms, exhale through the mouth. 2 more, just like that. Inhaling up. Exhaling, release. Good. Last one. Hands at heart center. Inhale to reach up, up, up. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Okay. Start to bring your hands onto the inside of your leg and then make warrior 2 stance with your feet. So the back foot is going to face forward. Okay. Take your hands a little bit in front of your foot onto fingertips, and you could walk them into the center more. Notice how this feels in your body. So you should start to feel it in the adductors, right? And wherever you feel that, start to breathe into that. So you can bend a lot, you can bend a little, going with what feels good for you, and then breathe into any tension that you might be feeling. So deep breaths in and out. Good. And then we'll come out of this. So you can start to bring the hands back in, and we'll windmill up to a warrior 2. So take your time, inhaling all the way up into your warrior 2. And feel free to, straighten your legs as you like, if you're feeling a lot on the front leg. So coming into your warrior 2, and you can flow here, right? So if you want to move into exalted warrior, you can kind of flow. We'll do 3 breaths. If you prefer stillness, stay in stillness. Good. Inhale as you come back. You can straighten the leg if you like. And then release, exhale. Good. Bring the hands to your hips, and we're gonna straighten the legs, toes point forward, and bring in some nice big womb circles. So you can bend the knees and almost like you're in a hula hoop. And again, fluidity, ease in the pelvis, right? Letting everything soften. Good. Maybe trying the other way as well. Good. As you do this, it's nice to bend into the legs, right? So as we stand to support the pelvic organs, it's actually good to bring the pubic bones under us. So it's kind of like you're sticking your bum out. It's a really good stance for women to have in the pelvis. Good. So we'll start to slowly come out of this, and you just kind of take a few sways, like you got this giant dragon tail. You might move your hands with this movement. You might like to keep your hands on your hips. But again, so soft and gentle, right? Just kind of rhythmic. And this right here could be your entire practice, is just these, womb circles and these sways side to side. Good. Okay, so let's come over to the other side, just kind of connecting with the strengthening. We're coming into crescent lunge. So left foot forward, back heel lifted, and again, you might want to bend into the back knee to tuck your tailbone in, and then slowly straighten it, but go to your edge, which means you might not be perfectly straight. So take your time. And then inhaling up, we're going to do those 3 Kali roars. So bring your hands to heart center. And as you inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, through the mouth, release. Good. And again, inhaling to reach up nice and high. Exhale, release. One more. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling, release. Beautiful. Bring the hands onto the inside of your left foot. You're going to get about warrior 2 stance with your feet, and again, coming into that adductor stretch. So fingertips come forward, and then walk them a little bit towards the center of your mat. And wherever you feel that stretch on the inside of your thigh, breathe into that. So you might sink quite deeply, you might be up quite high. Go to your edge. You can always use blocks or books to support your hands. Relax your jaw. Good. And then we're going to slowly come out. So coming back to your left foot, warrior stance with the feet, warrior 2, and start to come all the way up into warrior 2. If you need a release, you can always straighten your leg, right? So again, you might want stillness for these 3 breaths, or if you want to kind of flow and keep movement, you can come into an exalted warrior and inhale to come back. And then an exhale to release. And inhale to come back. And exhaling to release. Hands on hips, coming out of that. Good, just kind of shake it out in the hips, release. And we'll start to bring it down now. So coming into a squat, you can sit on a block or books. Or you can lean against a wall. So, you don't have to be in this full squat position. Make it work for you. Good. Hands can come to heart center. You may like to tuck your chin down here. And we'll go into just some gentle breathing, noticing how the inhales and the exhales feel in the pelvic muscles. So you might want to close your eyes as you build that connection. So start to take a nice slow inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, noticing that release, that letting go in the pelvic muscles. And as you exhale, a drawing in and up sensation, contraction sensation. It might not be so obvious at first, and it does take time. It's kind of like when you're, circling your belly and patting your head. It's that sort of connection. So just take your time. Take a few more deep breaths here, noticing the difference in the pelvic muscles. Good, softly releasing from this. Okay, so we're going to close up now, coming into just a bit of a hip opener. So you can turn sideways on your mat if you're not already, and bring the left leg back, and then bring the arms to the inside of your right leg. So the right foot will go onto the edge of your mat and start to open your knee. And then you might want to lift the knee up. You can release it if that's feeling better in your practice. And then just take a few rocks forward and back, or maybe some circles. And you can skip any of this, right? Like if some of these movements are not feeling good in your body and you want to dial it back, you can stay in the squat right now. You can come to sitting with soles of the feet together. So don't feel like you have to do every movement, every asana that we do here. Good, okay. Gently releasing from this, and you can come back into a tabletop. Take a few rounds of cat-cow, so inhaling to arch in the spine, exhaling to round. Inhaling, arching through the spine. Exhaling, round. Tuck the chin. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. This time come onto the fingertips and really round, tuck the chin, kind of shake your head out. And then gently release. Good. Come all the way. I need to get a haircut. Come all the way forward onto the belly. And we'll take a few moves just to open up through the front side of the body. So you can bring your fingertips out wide as you like. Press into the tops of the feet, press the pubic bones down, and lift as high as you like. So you might lift all the way, you might just lift a little bit. Notice what feels good for you. And then exhale, release. 2 more times. Press the pubic bones down, tops of the feet stay flat. Inhale, lift up. Maybe looking up. And then exhaling to release. Good. 1 more time. Inhaling up. And then exhaling to release. Good. So you can come out of this and just roll all the way over. So roll onto your back. Wiggle around into the hips. Good. And then pressing the elbows down, palms facing each other. We're going to lift ourselves up, but first press into the space between the shoulder blades and press into the back of the neck into your mat. Press into your feet, and then as you inhale, keep pressing as you lift yourself up with the knees staying hip width. Good. Exhale, release. Nice and slow. Again, pressing into the space between the shoulder blades, back of the neck, press into the feet. You could even stay here. You don't even have to lift up. So notice how that feels in the body. And then perhaps lifting up on an inhale. So the chest will come towards the chin. Slowly exhale to release. Good. One last time. Press into the feet, between the shoulder blades, back of the neck, nice and strong. Stay. And then use an inhale to perhaps lift up if you like. Reaching the hips up, up, up. And then exhaling to release. Beautiful. Good. Start to hug your knees in and gently rock side to side. Good. And then we'll take our knees and let them rest over to the right. Now you might want to, bring some cushions or some blocks under your knees. And then start to open your chest, and we'll take 3 breaths as you look to your left side. Deep breath in. And exhale. And again, nice big breath in. And exhale. And gently coming all the way back to center with the knees. And we'll go right over to the other side. So knees can be together and then coming over to your left. You might want to place your left hand on the top of your thigh. And then the right hand can just kind of extend to your right as you look to your right. And then soften where you can, relax the jaw, relax the face, and we'll take 3 breaths here. Slow inhale all the way up. And exhale. Again, nice big breath in all the way up. And exhale. Last time, 1 big breath in. And exhale to release. Okay. Coming all the way out. And again, you might want to hug your knees in one last time. You could even lift your head off the mat. And then softly releasing, we'll come into final rest. So Shavasana, if you do have a block, it might be nice to bring the block onto the lowest setting, onto your sacrum with the legs straight. So you could always do that. You can lay on your belly as well if you like. If you're resting right now, you can place your hands over your womb space, maybe the Yoni Mudra. Good. And if you prefer to be seated, you can always finish seated. So take what you like, and we'll take a few moments here to let everything settle. So if your hands are over your beautiful womb space, coming back, noticing the connection that you may have cultivated, may have felt. And there's something very powerful about building an awareness to the sort of difference of contracting, of inward protection, and of ease, of letting go, of release. It's very powerful to build this connection. So whatever you've noticed, start to breathe into this womb space, this magical space. Soft, gentle breaths. And you may like to visualize a little crystal or a lotus flower in the center of your beautiful womb space. And softly breathing in and out of this sacred space, nurturing and nourishing with the breath. Noticing any space on the body that is trying right now. Noticing if you can invite a little bit more ease into the body, letting go, relaxing the jaw, the shoulders, the space between the eyebrows, the belly, softening. Good. So inviting a few deeper breaths into your body and inviting a little bit of movement, maybe even just kind of rubbing the fingertips together, moving through the toes. And we'll make our way up to seated, so rolling to one side and then coming up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Good. So once you do find your way into seated, start to rub the sides of the legs. And again, just like we did as we came out of the forward fold, bringing in some loving thoughts as you touch your body. So whatever you need to hear can be really powerful to say an affirmation here. Good. And we'll finish bringing our hands again over our beautiful womb spaces. So an affirmation for you, you may like to say it out loud or say it in your mind. My womb is safe. My womb is protected. My womb is in peace. Having such a gratitude for your beautiful body, for your beautiful feminine energy, your womb space. And then we'll say that affirmation again for all of the women in the world who need to hear it, any women that we know who are suffering from abuse, all the women and girls we send this message out to, that we support them. May their wombs be safe. May their wombs be protected. May their wombs be in peace. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste to you, and namaste to your Shakti energy, your beautiful Yoni Shakti energy. And again, my name is Joss from Wild Womb, and I would love to connect with you. So please join the private Facebook group Wild and Empowered Women and send me a message if there's any questions that you have. I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, and whatever you may have cultivated in this class, let it float throughout your day. Let it vibrate through your body. Mwah. Thank you.